Very good evening to all of you. Myself Gayatri Swain, and today we will discuss about the primary perspective in energy conversion. So first, what is energy? You all know what is energy. The most fundamental definition of energy is what? Who can say? The fundamental definition of energy is the ability of a physical system to perform work. This is the simplest fundamental, the fundamental definition of energy. So energy is a necessary component of economic progress, and it is also known as the fuel of life. So how energy impact to the climate change? In this slide we have studied how climate change occurs due to the energy. So the usage of energy causes the climate change. It is maybe qualitatively or quantitatively. Okay. So the energy sector has a major impact on the climate. It accounts for roughly 2/3 of all harmful greenhouse gas emission. So due to the greenhouse gas emission, climate change occurs. Okay. So mainly from the greenhouse gas, mainly the burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil and gas are by far the largest contributor to global climate change, accounting for over 80% of global greenhouse gas emission and nearly 90% of all carbon dioxide emission. So this is here I put a chart who shows how this greenhouse emission or greenhouse gas emissions occurs from which sector of the field. Okay, this is this greenhouse gases from the transportation, it is 27%. From electric power, it is 25%. From industry, industry contribute 24% greenhouse gas to the towards the climate change, and 13% from commercial and residential that used in daily human being purposes, and 11% from agriculture. So these are the sectors which produce greenhouse gases and which that impacts on the climate change. Okay. Then what happens if climate change occurs? Climate change occurs means maybe the temperature of the atmosphere increases or decreases, like this. Okay. So these are the effects that come from the climate change. These are the causes. One is droughts. If what happen if the temperature increases, then there is no possibility of raining. So it causes what? Droughts. Then if raining occurs heavily, then it causes flood. Like these fires and hurricanes are the other two possibilities that occur from the climate change. Okay. So it is all about here. We have learned about here. One is greenhouse gas emission. This greenhouse gas emission is the most causes for the climate change, towards the climate change. Okay, this is the hurdle possibilities for the climate change. So what is greenhouse effect? Okay, here I have written that greenhouse effect is the process by which radiation from the sun are absorbed by the greenhouse gases and not reflected back into space. Okay, this insulates the surface of the earth and prevents it from freezing. So why it is so called greenhouse? Greenhouse means it is a house made up of glass and which contain plants. Just I will give one example that why it is so called greenhouse. Okay, greenhouse means one house made up of a glass which contain plants. Sun warms that glass of house, and also the air present inside the glass of house. What happens? The atmosphere of the temperature of the house, glass of house inside the house increases, which is the fundamental requirement of a plant to grow inside the house. Okay, this is the case that happens only onto the earth atmosphere. During these days, during the daytime, sun heat the atmosphere or earth surface, and during the night that heat escape out from the earth surface. During this process, some greenhouse gases are present which capture this radiation. Okay, these are the here the greenhouse gases are not reflected back into soil. These reflected radiations are captured by greenhouse gases. Okay, so what happens next? This greenhouse this insulate the surface of the earth and prevents it from freezing. Okay, so since the greenhouse gases capture the radiation, so it is able to warm the earth surface. If what happens if there is no greenhouse effect in the earth atmosphere? Who can say? May not be balanced, or temperature may not be there. What happens then? Then if it were not for the greenhouse gas effect, Earth's average temperature would be chilled. It would be minus 18 degrees centigrade. So due to the presence of greenhouse effect, the temperature of the Earth is greater than the 33 degrees centigrade, which balance the Earth's atmosphere. And this is the case living organisms are staying or lives on the Earth's surface. This is the most one important case, the greenhouse effect. Okay. So every situation has a bad consequences and good consequences. If what happens if there is more greenhouse gases on the Earth? We have discussed that the heat radiated from the Earth's surface are captured by greenhouse gases. If the concentration of greenhouse gases increases, then what happens? Then more amount of heat is captured by the gases. Then the temperature of the Earth's surface will increase, which causes global warming. We have also learned about this. Okay, so there are two kind of greenhouse effect. One is natural greenhouse effect and another one is human enhanced greenhouse effect. What is you have learned about the natural greenhouse effect. That is the simplest procedure that I have told you. Then what is human enhanced greenhouse effect? Due to the population growth, due to the industrialization, more amount of carbon dioxide or more amount of fossil fuels are burned to process the industrial procedure or to work. So that kind of industrialization process are mainly caused for the production of more amount of carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide. These are the greenhouse gases. If the population of the Earth increases, then industrial process also increases. That causes more amount of greenhouse gas emission, which causes more amount of capturing of radiation that emitted from the Earth's surface. Okay. Then next, what kind of greenhouse gases you have learned in your previously and here. So greenhouse gases constitute just almost 1% of the total gases present in the atmosphere. Okay. So the greenhouse gases that responsible for the greenhouse effect are maybe naturally occurred, or maybe occurred from the human activities, or just from the industrially, which you have told about exclusion. Main industrial gases means they are main human made, means industrially. Okay. So the largest source of greenhouse gas emission from human activities is from burning fossil fuels for electricity, heat and transportation. So fossil fuel burning or the fossil fuel decomposition or fossil fuel emission is the most important factor towards the greenhouse effect. Okay. So the major greenhouse gases are produced by human activities. What? Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide. Okay. Then industrial gases are hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, sulfur hexafluoride, nitrogen trifluoride. Apart from these, the other two greenhouse gases are water vapor and ozone. Okay. So here I have given only here you can say among all the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide is the most widely used greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere. That is, it is all about 56%. 50%. It means 50% of all greenhouse gases is the carbon dioxide. Okay, which is caused from the burning of fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, gas, which all are contain carbon. Okay. Then next. So here I have put here some table which shows some greenhouse gases, the origin of these greenhouse gases, how we decompose or how we diminish these greenhouse gases to prevent the earth surface from the greenhouse effect, and what that greenhouse gases causes to the atmosphere. Okay. First one is carbon dioxide. How carbon dioxide originated from? It is from burning of fossil fuels, that I have told you, and also deforestation. If I will study about detail in the next slide. So how will sink this carbon dioxide? By plant undergoing photosynthesis and oceans. Okay. Then what effect contribute from the carbon dioxide towards the greenhouse effect? Absorption of infrared radiation indirectly affect the concentration of ozone in the stratosphere, which causes depletion of ozone layer. Okay. If the concentration of carbon dioxide increases, then there is a depletion of ozone layer. Okay. Then methane. How methane originated from? Burning of biomass and rice paddies, fermentation, etc. How it will sink? How it will diminish the amount of methane? Microorganism uptake. We should in the laboratory we should produce more amount of microorganisms, so that the methane can be diminished, or the amount of methane can be reduced. Okay. Then reaction associated with the hydroxyl group. What kind of effect it is towards the greenhouse effect? Absorption of infrared radiation, methane. Okay. Indirectly affect the concentration of ozone and water vapor in the stratosphere, production of a carbon dioxide. It is also a major role to production of the carbon dioxide. Then nitrous oxide. How nitrous oxide originated from? Burning of biomass, combustion of fossil fuel, fertilizers. And how could it sink? Removal by soil. Okay. Photolysis in the stratosphere. From greenhouse effect, what happens? Absorption of infrared radiation. It is also absorption of infrared radiation indirectly affect the concentration of ozone in the stratosphere. Okay. Like this, ozone, same. Ozone causes absorption of infrared and ultraviolet radiation, and it can be reduced by catalytic chemical reaction that involve nitrous oxide, hypochlorite and hydroxyl species in the laboratory. Okay, through the photocatalysis or photolysis method. Then chlorofluorocarbon causes absorption of infrared radiation, also indirectly affect the concentration of ozone in the stratosphere. Okay. Like this, carbon monoxide also affects stratosphere, ozone and hydroxyl cycle produces also carbon dioxide more amount in the atmosphere. Like this, sulfur dioxide is also causes from aerosol which scatters solar radiation, and it absorb more amount of infrared radiation, which causes towards the greenhouse effect. Okay. So causes of greenhouse effect. What happens if greenhouse effect is happens in the atmosphere? First one is burning of fossil fuel. Burning of fossil fuel releases carbon dioxide. With the increase in population, the utilization of fossil fuel has increased. This has led to an increase in the release of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. First one is burning of fossil fuel, second one is deforestation, third one is farming, fourth one is industrial waste and landfills. What happens if deforestation occurs? If plants and trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Due to the cutting of trees or due to the deforestation, there is a considerable increase in the greenhouse gases which increase the earth's atmosphere, which causes greenhouse effect, or which causes global warming like this. Okay. Like farming and industrial waste and landfills are the other two causes which causes greenhouse effect. Next one is effect of greenhouse effect. What happens if greenhouse effect happens in the atmosphere? First one is global warming. If the earth's atmosphere, if the carbon dioxide level increases or greenhouse gases amount increases, then it capture more amount of radiation, which causes increase in the temperature of the earth's surface, which is called global warming. Okay. Second one is the depletion of ozone layer. Ozone layer protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. You all know that. It is found in the upper region of the stratosphere. The depletion of the ozone layer results in the entry of the harmful UV rays to the earth's surface that might lead to skin cancer and can also change the climate drastically. So there are four causes. One is smog and air pollution is another causes that happens from the greenhouse effect. And fourth one is acidification of water bodies. How acidification of water bodies causes affected by the greenhouse effect? The greenhouse gas mix with the rainwater and fall as acid rain. Okay, this is the another cause. So next one is source of energy. How energy source, how we get energy, from which source. Okay, there are two source of energy. There are two source of energy. One is conventional sources, another one is non-conventional sources. So we will learn one by one. The first one is conventional source of energy. Conventional source of energy is also known as non-renewable energy sources. Non-renewable, you are all know about the non-renewable energy sources. Non-renewable, renewable means what? Renewable, je renew hei paribo, sorry, the energy which has able to renew, that is renewable. Similarly non-renewable means which have not able to non-renew. Okay, so conventional source of energy means non-renewable source of energy. Okay, so it has finite resources that will deplete over time and does not regenerate itself. So with the time it will be diminished from the earth surface one day. Okay, extracted directly from the earth crust. Okay, requires human intervention to make it usable. They find both commercial and industrial purposes. Non-renewable resources are used in both commercial purposes and also in industrial purposes. The main advantages is its efficiency and production expenses are low. These are very low. These productions are very low quality. Disadvantages is not environmentally friendly and can depletion. Why it is not environmentally friendly? Because due to the pollution, it is spread pollution. Non-renewable energy sources are oil, coal, natural gas and nuclear energy. If you burn these oil, coal, natural gas are combinedly known as what? Fossil fuels. If you burn more amount of fossil fuel, then more amount of carbon dioxide are uptake to the atmosphere. So it is polluted the atmosphere. So it is not environmentally friendly. Okay. Commercial and there are one thing, conventional source of energy is categorized into two types. One is commercial energy sources, another one is non-commercial. What coal, electricity and petroleum are known as commercial energy since the consumer needs to pay its price to buy them. Okay. So first one is coal. The primary coal is primarily found in Bihar, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand and Bengal. Okay. So there are more than 1,48,790 coal deposits in India and between 2005 to 2006. And the annual production went up to 343 million tons. India is the fourth largest coal producing country and the deposits are primarily found in this in India, in this state. Okay. Second one is oil and natural gas. Oil is considered liquid gold, which is also known as what? Liquid gold, and one of the crucial energy sources in India and the world. Oil is primarily used in plane, automobile, trains and ships. The total oil production in India was 0.3 million tons in 1950 to 1951, okay, which increased up to 32.4 million tons in 2001. It is mainly found in Assam, Gujarat and Mumbai in India. Then electricity, which is also called nuclear energy. Electricity is a common form of energy used for domestic and commercial purposes, and it is mainly utilized in, you all know in which place it is used. Okay. Then how the power is generated? In the three ways, like thermal power, hydroelectric power and nuclear power. These three processes, through these three processes power generation occurs. Okay. Then non-commercial energy source means general the freely available energy sources are known as non-commercial. That example is straw, dried dung, firewood. You should not pay for this type of energy to use in your household purposes. Okay. Then non-conventional source, like this non-conventional source of energy is also known as renewable source of energy. Renew, which is able to renew the energy, that is called renewable energy sources, which is also known as conventional non-conventional sources. Energy that are continuously recycled by natural process. Okay, that are replaced at a higher rate than they are consumed, also known as alternative energy sources. Give an example of renewable energy sources. Sunlight. Sunlight is the best example that you have extremely studied in your PhD career. Throughout the PhD career, you should learn about the what? Sunlight, solar light, photocatalysis, solar light, like this. Okay. So energy that are continuously recycled or replaced at a higher rate than they are consumed is also known as alternative energy sources. Renewable sources are also known as alternative energy sources. Okay. So reduced carbon, it is environmentally friendly since it is reduced carbon emission and also it prevent air pollution from energy due to the energy production. Okay. So mainly used for household purposes. It is abundantly available anywhere of the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, it is pollution free, mainly used for household purpose. 2 times I have repeated here. Environmental friendly, inexhaustible, easy to operate. Okay, these are the some example of type of renewable energy sources we have discussed here. First one is solar energy. Okay, so solar energy is produced by sunlight, that I have already told you. Solar power generates electricity by capturing sunlight on solar panels in a joint chemical and physical reaction known as photovoltaic effect. Due to the presence of physical and chemical reaction, by using sunlight, we can use solar light to the photovoltaic cell. Okay, that is used in the electricity purposes. The photovoltaic cells are exposed to sunlight based on the form of electricity that need to be produced. The energy is utilized for cooking and distillation of water, to heat homes and business, to warm water and to power device.
Photovoltaic cells, that is battery?
No. Photovoltaic cells means it is used in like this, like battery and supercapacitor. Photovoltaic cell is another form of energy. Okay. Okay. Then wind energy. Wind energy is another form of energy for the renewable energy sources. Okay. Wind energy is generated by harnessing the power of wind and are mostly used in operating water pumps for irrigation purposes. To harness electricity from wind energy, turbines are used to drive generators which then feed electricity into the national grid. Wind energy, in the wind energy, turbine blades are used, which turbines the blades due to the flow of air, which nastily produce what? Electricity. Okay. The another is tidal energy. Tidal energy, this is the tidal energy picture. Tidal energy is generated by exploiting the tidal waves. Like wind energy, tidal energy is caused by the waves. Due to the heavy flow of ocean water or waves, the turbines are the blade of the turbines are moved, which produce rather what? Electricity. This is another form of hydro energy. It is also known as what? Hydro energy. Hydro means water. Okay, that uses twice daily tidal currents to drive turbine generator. Another one is hydropower energy. Hydropower energy, this one. Hydropower is created using the movement of flowing of falling water. This one the sloping of water, which also turbines the blade of the which causes movement in the blade of the turbine, which also produce what? Electricity. So here is all about the production of electricity, electrical energy, by using such kind of renewable energy sources. There is another use of renewable energy sources that I will teach in the another class, next class. Okay. The another form of is geothermal energy. What is geothermal energy? That geothermal energy can be used to heat home directly or to generate electricity by this kind of heat below the earth surface. Earth surface, by heating the earth surface, inside the earth surface, you can use the geothermal energy. And the last one is biomass energy. Biomass sources are come from the what is? It is maybe bio means it comes from maybe animal or maybe plant. For example, biomass is organic material that comes from plants and animals and includes crops, waste, wood and trees. When biomass is burned, the chemical energy is released as heat and can generate electricity with a steam turbine. Okay, this is all about class. Thank you. And this is the, here I will put only one chart that shows that how percentage of energy sources are there in it is studied under the US primary energy consumption by energy source in the year 2021. Okay, here 80% nuclear electric power and 36% of petroleum, 32% natural gas. This is the energy formation yearly annually in the US under the primary energy consumption of US. Okay, and the in the next class we will study the renewable energy sources extensively. Okay, thank you.